everybody. Hey, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. House racist. Well, it remains to be seen, you know. Give him a chance. Drop Spindle. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Scrappy Cam Cam. Are you a fan of lupus? Who isn't in this day and age? After all, it's done for us. Wet Siggies. Monkey Trump. Guppy Fish. I like the picture of your cat today. Captain Morgan. Good to see you. Creme de la creme. Crispy Waffles. Is House going to be out of a job now that you cured cancer? Well, the show's from... I did cure cancer. That's what I've been so busy curing cancer. Can you play Minecraft? That's a great question. And the answer is yes, 100%. Right after House MD, I'm going to pretend to go offline. But real ones know that if you sit here waiting in a dark, empty, dead stream with no chat for 12 hours straight. Now, you can't take any breaks. You have to stare at it for 12 hours straight. That's when you unlock the password to the secret Minecraft-only super stream where it gets fucking crazy. That's where we start. I mean, it's fucking. Real ones know, and real ones have seen it. Also, you get access to the server where we're playing Minecraft. I can't think of one single Minecraft mini game. I can't think of one. Anyway, it's fucking awesome. Bed Wars. Did we play Bed Wars? We play Sky Blocks. We play Spleef. In this episode of House MD kills 8 people, but he's always right, so who cares? Okay. He's always right as a doctor, so he doesn't kill people. He does many things that are iffy, like breaking people's houses and casual racism towards his own employees, but he doesn't kill 8 people. He killed 8 to save 1. If he killed 8 people, it would be to save 9. At the very least, he would do like a Logic Man thing. He would do like a Redditor logic and be like, we have to kill these 8 to save these 9. If we take their 8 spleens and blend them together, we can make one good spleen for these 9. They can all share. Technically, I don't think he sexually harasses subordinates because he was in a coma, right? At the time when he did the thing where he cut off Cameron's shirt, that didn't actually happen. Didn't House ask for ketamine? That was the finale. So the finale of season 2 was House asking for ketamine. So now we're going to watch season 3, episode 1, where I guess he's on ket. I don't know. That it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen whether or not House goes down the K-hole. Somewhere in season 6, he raps a song and it's fire. Can't wait till we get to that. I can't wait till House MD raps. Season 3 is only ket. I'm tacitly a little bit nervous about how he responds to the ketamine. That's a crazy way to start a season. Did you see the actor strike? Of course I did. In fact, I thought about doing an emergency third Marketing Monday in a week. Talking about the actors and writers basically co-striking now. Big momentum. I was going to do it today. Then I started working on the YouTube. Then I got distracted. Then Ari wanted to go do stuff. So I didn't. But I think I will talk about it as soon as possible. Because I think it's awesome. I think it's fucking awesome, honestly. I think the writer strike was flagging a little bit. And a couple key errors by the studios, plus the actors joining in, it's just going to be a big... I mean, I don't know. It's just awesome. It's also like actors striking is so high profile that it inspires other labor movements compared to writers doing it, which no one cares about, it feels like, and like the average population. But like actors striking makes it kind of cool. And it helps. Like it literally just it's good for many reasons, and I hope it is not resolved quickly. Unless it's in the favor, unless they get what they want. But I hope that like the studios actually have to feel some pain and concede to real demands. If Brad Pitt does it, I'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just Matu, thank you for the sub. So anyway, we'll start house here in like, I don't know, a minute, dude, real soon. Also, you know that company Shine or is it Shein or Shine? I always get confused. The one that sells like the knockoff clothes for cheap. They're getting charged with like a Shein. Is it Shein? Shein. They're getting charged with a RICO violation, which is what they used to charge like the mafia. They're getting hit with a fucking RICO, dude. That's how they took down like Capone. It's like literally racketeering because they've stolen so much IP at scale. They just have so much stolen stuff that they use for the clothing. And they just like slightly knock it off and then Cillian Murphy literally walked out during the Oppenheimer premiere because the strike started. Yeah, I heard about that, which is awesome. I mean, he had to. That's his requirement. But yes, good. The actors joining is just so sick. It's just so sick, and the studio's got to be feeling some pressure now. They can really ignore the writers for a lot longer, but ignoring the actors is so much harder. It's just the scale of. Although I guess I'm excited. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I hope it works, and I believe in their power as organized labor. After what I've seen on the comments of the Xbox FTC stuff, I have no hope for the average person to understand anything or vote in their own interests. I just have no hope, bro. I get the feeling all the comments are going to be like, these fucking lazy piece of shit actors need to get back to work so I can see season 3 of fucking MILF Manor, dude. If I don't get my fucking new season of MILF Manor, then these fucking actors, and they're trying to rip off the poor studio heads. Isn't that reality TV? You get my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking a dumb show on purpose. If I can't get young Sheldon, if I don't get a rap on what's going on with young Sheldon, I am literally going to break an actor's leg. I know you love lyrical rappers. You should listen to. No, listen. I go to the clubs. All right. I go to the clubs. I party. I get crunk. I want rappers that are just like, just a beat, dude. I don't even care what they're saying. Lyrics? Nah, that's for nerds, dude. That's for nerds and backpackers. I want stuff you can bang in the club. I want something you can condense the whole song into just a TikTok. My idea of a good rap song is basically like, forget the verse, have one catchy chorus that you can put on a TikTok that bangs. Atrioc be on the mic, be like, I'm Steph Curry with the shot. That's probably, dude, people been saying that for like 8 years straight. It's the most fucking fly like a plane, dude. Yes. So what else do they say? They say Steph Curry with a shot. What's like a really, really common bar that is so overused? Big A, I brought up Born to Fly at a social event in the aerospace industry and it took off. Is that a pun? Is that like a aerospace industry pun? It really took off. Sleep is the cousin of death is not an overused bar, you fucking Philistine, dude. Sleep is the cousin of death is one of the most iconic bars of all time. No. Anytime someone uses it again, it's an homage or a reverence. It's not the same thing at all. It's mid. Sleep is the cousin of death? You're so fucking stupid. I'm talking to fucking Bozo the Clown, dude, trying to give me... My name is Brandon, and I'm here to say I can't. I changed marketing in a major way. Yeah, dude. I might be going to a Nas concert, actually. And if he calls me on stage, I'll say that. I'll sing that part. I'll sing that part, and then I'm like Steph Curry with the shot, boy. Remember when a rapper rhymed Wisconsin and mansion? Impressive. It's all about the... Atrioc, you think Nas is going to call you on stage? Yeah, I do, psychic. A real concert is not like Paw Patrol Live, all right? They have more interaction. I'm sorry you've only seen the latter. Hey, Big K, I regret to inform you that us Shadows will be going on strike until you play Outer Wilds. Well, I regret to inform you that we're watching House tonight. So, talk to Bob Iger. He's my representative. Although I do feel a little bit suspicious. You can't see it, but right there is a poster of Bob Iger looking at me. And it's like, in this trying time during the strike, it doesn't feel appropriate. It feels like he may be sort of a villain in this endeavor. Do you like Bob ironically or genuinely? It is a fascinating combination of both. I did like his book. I do think that he made some smart choices, especially compared to his predecessor, Michael Eisner. I have liked Bob Iger's second tenure much less than his first. That's what I'll say. Fishy-ish, thank you for the 14 months. Any new book recommendations? I'm reading a fiction book for the first time in a while. I'll show you. It's called The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. It is this. This is the first book I'm reading that's it's actually fiction in a while. I'm very early into it, but I like it. The Hungry Caterpillar Pog. Yeah, I'm actually reading fiction lately. I've been super into this fucking underground series called Clifford. It's fucking crazy, dude. You're not gonna, dude, it'll blow your mind. Honestly, like, prepare your psyche, because this dog is fucking big. It's way bigger than you think, and way redder. Way redder. Y'all heard about Harry Potter? Shit's fire except for the author. I'm unironically, I still liked Harry Potter. I'm a millennial. It's in my blood, dude. The Wager is nonfiction. No, it's not nonfiction, is it? This is a real story? You're joking. Holy shit, it is nonfiction. That makes it so much cooler. Wait, I thought for sure this was fake. That's so cool. Wow. That's funny. I'm looking, I don't want to spoil myself, but I'm looking at some of the reviews and they're all like, it reads like fiction. A masterclass in storytelling. That's so funny. Wow. Interesting. So I haven't read any fiction. Fuck yeah. Does anyone have a fiction recommendation? Because I do want to read. I wonder if it's. Here's the thing. The reason I got that book was because I was looking for a fiction book, because I heard that if you read nonfiction before bed, you have a tougher time falling asleep. But if you read fiction, you can fall asleep faster. And this is probably complete bullshit, but like it's sort of true for me because when I read like a business book, I'm like thinking in bed. But when I read like, I don't know, I used to read Red Rising, I would fall asleep after I'm done. So I'm looking for like a good fiction book. You would love Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Wow. No, I wouldn't because I couldn't even relate. I love Red Rising. Red Rising's base, dude. Red Rising rules. Ender's Game. I don't want Ender's Game. Listen to fiction audiobooks with a sleep timer and you'll be out like a light. That's a good idea. The Five Nights at Freddy's book series. After 30, you cannot get in bed and put on the Five Nights at Freddy's book series audiobook to fall asleep. Okay? That's a rule. It's not my choice. I just can't do it. The Giver is so good. You guys are all recommending me like required reading books for 14-year-olds. Please give me a book that is not assigned in school for a fucking 7th grader. I read these books. Red Rising. Red Rising is the only book that I said that I've already read for fiction. That's the only example that would make no sense, and you suggested it. Thank you very much. Great Gatsby goes crazy. Yeah. Slaughterhouse 5. Catcher in the Rye. I get the joke, Spectacore. I get the joke. I actually explained the joke, and then you fed into it by doing it 3 more times. In case you were wondering whether I get the joke, I'm the one that started it by setting it up. If you guys list more fucking... I didn't know if it was an American thing. They're all American things, all right? Unless it's a fucking pop star and it didn't come out of Canada, okay? There's no good books from Canada. Dude, I don't even know if you guys have paper up there. Gilgamesh. Madge. Oh, he's Madge. The History of Yarn. House of Leaves. White Fang goes crazy. The Bible is from Canada. Wouldn't the world be different if Christianity had started in Canada? If the Bible just had like a bunch of Canadian aphorisms in it. Read One Piece. It has pictures, poggies. I have no intention of reading a fucking manga. I literally just ordered Red Rising because of this conversation. Give me a little background on yourself. Here's the deal. Red Rising is one of those class of books that I call, I don't know, power fantasies. People love them. Name of the Wind is another great example where they're fun because the main character, it's like it's a better executed fan fiction, to be honest, because the main character is too strong. They're too strong. Yeah, it's like anime. Anime's similar to that too. So like you have to know going in, it's not like a fucking world-changing book. But the opening to Red Rising legitimately made me cry. The beginning, I just want to sell you guys on it a little bit, so I'll give you a very minor spoiler. I think it's on the back jacket. The premise to Red Rising is that there's a bunch of like poor miners deep underground working on Mars, and they live in like these hovels, and they're in this fucking ramshackle town, and they work all day, and they think that they are the first wave of people sent to colonize Mars. And so they have this idea that like, hey, we're going to work our whole lives on this, but one day we'll be able to save Earth because they can come here and make it livable. But it turns out that happened like 2,000 years ago. And they've just been kept in the dark underground, and everyone on top of the surface is living great. They just work kind of like, that's the whole idea. And so, you know, it's them sort of building up to a possible revolution. That's not really spoilers because they literally tell you that in like the first, I don't know, very quickly. So that's anyway, it's a very cool premise. And then the main character is just kind of like a Giga Chad, to be honest. Even though he like has quote unquote flaws, they're not. If you ever read there's a book called In the Name of the Wind that a lot of people will highly recommend it. It's a great book. And the main character, the entirety of the book is like so well written. Just beautifully designed worlds, really interesting. But the main character, like all he does is just fall around and everyone wants to have sex with him. And he like, it's like, he's like a Skyrim character. Everywhere he goes, people like make him the fucking Dragonborn. And he's the head of the Thieves Guild and the Mages Guild, and everything he does is fucking amazing. And everywhere he goes, everyone's like, "Wow, you're so cool." And so it's like a problem if you look at the book objectively, but when you're reading it, it's just fun. It's like a fun. The first Camp Rock movie, the motif is just poor shaming. I could be wrong here. Is Camp Rock like a Disney Channel original movie? When I suggested you to give me fiction books, you recommended me to watch a Disney Channel original movie about poor shaming. There's a novelization? You're fucking joking. Camp Rock the book. Holy shit, there is. There's a novelization of the Disney Channel film Camp Rock. That's fucking crazy, dude. Look at this. With 8 pages of photos of the stars. That's crazy. Aragon series is something I recommend. I've read Aragon. I will be honest with you, and this is a tough pill to swallow because it sounds like you're a huge Aragon fan. I loved the first Aragon. I think I liked Eldest is the next one, and I thought the third one was bad. I think it got worse every time. I think it got worse every time. I don't remember the exact order. I read them a long time ago. But the first one, I was really into. As a 12-year-old, I participated in a forum dedicated to hating Aragon. You were a hater that early? You were at 12 years old thinking the internet needs to know that I fucking hate Aragon? Don't Giga Chad that. You guys Giga Chad all the wrong things. You guys it's toxic. It's toxic what you're doing. Not even toxic masculinity, toxic Twitch alinity. Not alinity. She's fine, except for the cat thing. He was the only 12-year-old that was based. That's funny. Have you already read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Yes, long time ago. I don't really remember anything. I remember, you know what sucks? Sometimes when you read a book, this is so rare. There's actually one example. But when you read a book as a kid and then later, like many years later, you see the movie, it kind of changes your memories of the book in that I can't remember it. I can't imagine it the way I used to. It's something that happens. I mean, the good example is Harry Potter, where like a lot of people experienced reading Harry Potter and we all thought Hermione's name was Hermione and we all had different pictures of the characters in our heads. And then you watch the movie and now it's like, as the time goes on, my brain will no longer picture what I can only, it's fucking Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson now, unfortunately. I had no idea how to say your name in all the movies. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You're at least 2 people. That's how Korean people call Hermione. That's funny. Thank God I'm not the only one who thought it was Hermione. I don't know what adult fiction even is. I've only ever read young adult fiction, and then now I read nonfiction. Yeah, I think that's a normal pattern. That was sort of mine, to be honest, is I read a lot of like young adult fiction growing up. And then as I got into like the business world and I got into a stupid like grind set mode, I started to read nonfiction business books from like, I don't know, 22 on, and only occasionally read fiction, really rarely, and I miss it, and I think it's good. I think it's fun, and it makes you more creative, and I think it's good. So I'm trying to find some, and I thought I found one, and it turns out it's a fucking nonfiction book about a boat, which is less cool. You've kind of ruined the book for me. I was very excited to read it tonight. Apologies for continuing spam. I have not read Three Body Problem, and I've heard it's very good, but it was written in China, right? And it's been translated to English. Is the translation good enough? I know it's like the most popular Chinese fiction book, and it. Have you tried Moby Dick? I'll tell you this. So I don't know if any of you have ever had this program in school, but when I was a kid back in the 20s, or fucking the 90s, early 2000s, there was a program at my school called Accelerated Reading, where every book in the school library had a little sticker on it, color-coded difficulty sticker. And then after you finished the book, you could go take a quiz on it. And you get points based on how difficult the book is. Basically, you took the quiz to prove that you read it, and then you get points. And if you got enough points, you could buy certain things. And obviously, because of when I was born, and oh, hey babe, hello. What's up? Oh, my food that I ordered, hors d'oeuvres. Thanks. Oh, this looks good. Anyway, so I'm always been competitive, obviously, and I was a reader. And because, you know, the timing lined up to where Pokemon was the biggest thing in the fucking world, and they offered a, like, expensive-ass, cool-looking Pokedex, plus that book that had, like, shiny pictures of every Pokemon. So it was, like, fucking super cool. Like, I wanted it so bad. And this is like, you know, 99, 2000, like, peak Pokemon craze. And so I was up against, so again, everyone in the school wanted the same prize, but only some kids cared about reading and wanted to do it. So there was this one kid, I think I was third grade or fourth grade, and there was a kid in sixth grade named Kyle Stark. I remember his name vividly. I fucking hate that kid to this day. And Kyle Stark's mom worked at the fucking school. So I don't know if there's something shady there, but fucking, I don't like this guy. Tony Stark's son? Maybe. I don't know. Kyle Stark. She worked at the school. And he was 2 grades ahead of me. So he's obviously going to read at a higher level than me, but I'm fucking competitive here, and I wanted to win. So I started fucking ripping through Hardy Boys books. If you guys know, the Hardy Boys is like pretty short mystery books that had great ROI. They had the great points to difficulty ratio. Like, you could read them fairly fast, and all the quizzes are like, what was the twist? And like, I don't know, it was like, it wasn't too hard. So I start cranking out points. But then the deadline's approaching, and I realize that I'm not going to win, or I'm like right behind. It's like Kyle Stark, they posted the thing. So it's Kyle Stark number 1, me number 2. And it was like a pretty cool thing for me, like, because I was younger. My teacher was like giving me props or whatever. And so last second, I found a copy of, like, I found Moby Dick in the library. It was the only book in the whole library that had the orange sticker, which meant like super hard, and it was worth like a gazillion points. It was like my last chance to like get the fucking one up on Kyle Stark was to read and do the quiz on Moby Dick. And I tried, but it was impossible. I'll just be honest with you. A fourth grader cannot enjoy and read Moby Dick. So I tried, and then basically what I did was I was like trying to like just like flip through it, figure out some main plot points, and then I took the quiz and I kind of like bombed it. But I didn't bomb. I did like okay. I did like okay. Like I think I low key, like I had the book over here. I just closed it and then I did the quiz. Whatever. It was not really understanding the book. I got enough points to get within striking distance. And so last second to push me over the top, I went to the I don't know, toddler section of the library. And it was literally like Clifford. It was like 5-page books that were worth 0.5 points. But it turns out that like that's basically cheating. If you have a 0.5 point book and the pages, there's like 8 words, the quiz is like, and also the quizzes are so obvious for those level of books. So I just started spamming them and I got, I don't know, 14 points that way because I didn't have time to read another book. And I won. I got to first. And I was celebrating and I was super pogging and my mom was happy and she was like pogging and it was really cool. And then Kyle Stark's mom, who worked at the school, complained. They like looked at my points and they were like, this is below your reading level. It doesn't count. And they took my points away. And my mom was so fucking mad. I remember my mom was so furious. She was so mad. They like took my points away and took me off number 1 down to number 2. And then Kyle Stark got first pick of the prizes and took the Pokedex. And I was fucking pissed. Because like there was no rule against it. They just like, yeah, you're not reading level. So not in the spirit of the competition. Fuck you. You didn't tell me that. I also read Moby Dick, by the way, not well. So that's a core memory for me. I've hated that kid and his mom ever since, dude. They didn't fucking let me play. Maestro is a 1989 novella written by Peter Golds. Dude, don't copy paste something. Tell me if it's good or not. If you like fantasy, The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. That's the only thing that Stans has ever consistently recommended me. For as long as I've known him, over a decade, Stans has recommended me Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Or just Brando Sando in general. He keeps telling me to read Brando Sando, and I just don't. I don't want to, but I might like it. Like, I'm not lying. I don't know anything about it. Something about it. It's like, there's really only room for one great Brandon author, and I've already taken that spot. So, like, why would he try to move in on my territory? Your best man recommended you a book for 10 years and you never looked into it. First of all, don't phrase it like that. That is not a good way to put it. Second of all, I did buy it. I own it. It's sitting probably on the shelf somewhere. I just haven't cracked it. Because something about the book itself does not look appealing to me. Like the cover, I don't know, dude. Also, I feel like I'm going to compare it to Game of Thrones unfavorably because I love Game of Thrones. The books. I guess what I'm doing is I'm sort of intelligently judging a book in a way by its cover. Does that make sense? Like I'm using the facade of the book to judge the contents. Like a really smart way to go through life. That way you always can like make quick snap decisions about people and things. That way you don't have to waste your time giving them a chance. You can just sort of quickly write them off instantly. It's efficient. Big A, if you don't want to get bogged down in exposition and world building and just want a fun story, At Swim Two Birds is an excellent book. This is a 1939 novel by Brian O'Nolan. At Swim Two Birds is a weird title. What's it about? This feels like a thought experiment of a book. Maybe. I'm looking for a fiction, like a fiction story that I can get engrossed in. Have you read Grapes of Wrath? Bro, yes. I've read Grapes of Wrath because I went to school in America. All right, we're going to watch House here in just 5 minutes. I'd suggest the Percy Jackson series. I think I'm past Percy Jackson age. Not that I don't think it'd be good. I think I would have loved Percy Jackson if I was the right. I think I'm a few years missed it. Although, you know what you guys missed? Percy Jackson lovers. You missed Everworld. That's right. K.A. Applegate, author of Animorphs, created a second series that people never heard about called Everworld that was actually really goated. And it was like the early Percy Jackson. It had a bunch of like, you know, it's got like fucking all the gods and shit, but in a cool way. Everworld ruled. There's at one point, I remember distinctly, it's like a vivid memory of mine, is reading, well, it's kind of a spoiler, but you guys are going to read it anyway, is reading like the last book. The concept of the book is that there's like 5 teens from a regular town who all have their own problems. Like one of them's got OCD, one of them's got a racist dad, one of them's a burnout, whatever. And then they can go transport to this other world where there's all the gods from mythology. And they keep, whenever they're sleeping, go back and forth, and their lives start falling apart. And then, but it gets dark. It gets like really dark. Anyway, one of the girls turns fucking insane and starts bringing neo-Nazis from the real world into the fucking other world, Everworld. And at one point, a bunch of fucking cracked out 19-year-old neo-Nazis use Uzis to shoot Fenrir, the giant wolf god, to death. And I remember thinking, whoa, this has gone crazy. This shit's gone crazy. It was a crazy book. It was a crazy book. And what's cool is it's like Game of Thrones, like mini Game of Thrones, really, because every book is written from the POV of one of the characters, and you see all their little neuroses and shit. I thought it was great. I was one of my favorite series when I was a kid. Do the Nazis die? Well, I don't want to spoil that, but you know, I remember Artemis Fowl being good at all. Artemis Fowl is another great example of a power fantasy kind of book. Artemis Fowl is entirely too smart. So at no point in any of the books, well, at least the first, I don't know, 2, are you worried at all. It's a kid series. It is a kid series. Oh, it's a teen series. It's like a young adult, but it's surprisingly adult. I'll be honest with you. There's I don't know. There's like drug use and like a lot of violence and yeah, it was, but it was cool. Goosebumps are amazing. I loved Goosebumps. What I loved were the Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure books. You would never find young Atrioc at the family function without 5 fingers in a Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure book. Those are fucking awesome. Animorphs holds up. What? No, I mean, fine if you're a kid still. You're still reading Animorphs nowadays? You're popping in and like, yeah, wow, he turned into a fucking deer. Damn, this is fucking good. Holy shit. Have you read Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted something? No, I haven't. Ender's Game series? I only read the first one and it was a long time ago. I thought it was fun. Ender's Game, same thing as Artemis Fowl. Main character, usually a dude. Shockingly smart. House-esque, really. Solves all problems. Everyone's impressed. I think you would love Green City. What's Green City? Green City. Interesting. Green City book. How one community survived a tornado. No, I don't think I would like this book. Green City, How One Community Survived a Tornado. No, that sounds fucking lame. This does not look good at all. This is about this is a town in Kansas that survived a tornado and rebuilt for a sustainable future. You cannot be talking about this. I actually know that you. There's just no way. No one. This probably sold 8 copies. There's no way you're talking about this. But I will say, speaking of Kansas, and speaking of Barnes and Noble, and speaking of tornadoes, I lived in Kansas during a tornado. When the movie Day After Tomorrow came out, I swear to God, this story is 100% true. The movie Day After Tomorrow, Jake Gyllenhaal, there is a scene in that movie where 2 tornadoes touch down in Los Angeles and start tearing it up. And during that scene, my hand to God, during this scene, the tornado siren went off in fucking Leavenworth, Kansas. And we in the theater thought it was part of the movie until the lights came on. They pulled us out of the theater. We had to go across the street to a Barnes and Noble and sit in the bathroom. 100%. That is exactly what happened. I told the story before, but this is 100%. It's a fucking crazy, crazy thing to have. It's a 4D experience. How old were you when you lived in Kansas? Because I was born in Leavenworth. I lived in Kansas for 7th grade. So I think it was 18 for. No, I was in Kansas in whenever that movie came out. When did that movie come out? Day After Tomorrow release date. 2004. Perfect. That tracks. Yeah, 04. That was 04. You might like Jade City. We're gonna start house here in a second. Sorry, I'm actually having fun talking about this. So, and also I'm eating my food. Jade City. This book is about 4 siblings from rival clans who battle for honor and power in an Asia-inspired fantasy metropolis. One of the top 100 fantasy books of all time. Interesting. Could be cool. Read Holes. I love Holes. Oh, straight up. I think Holes is such a great book. I think Holes might be my single favorite fiction book as a kid. Is that crazy? Like for kids. I thought that was a great book. And it's one of the rare movies that doesn't disappoint. I still like the book more than the movie, but the movie was great. Ari loves the Holes movie. Read Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Maybe. Why would I? What you didn't sell me on. You just said read Scythe. Scythe book. What's it about? Wow, it has a lot of good reviews. Oh, but it's a young adult novel, bro. Okay. In Scythe, it's a future where disease, death, and unhappiness have been virtually eliminated. Okay? Except for, I'm assuming, some kind of contest where teens have to fight each other. Like every single young adult novel released after 2012. Am I correct? The notable exception to the Thunderheads rule is the Scythedom, a group of humans whose sole purpose is to replicate mortal death in order to keep population growth in check. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I don't read the plot, but you know what else would be good? Has anyone written any goated short stories? like a short story collection. I remember, again, thinking of literature that impacted me. I remember reading, who's the Willy Wonka guy? Fuck, what's his name? Who's the Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl has a short story book that I read after I read, you know, Willy Wonka and like the BFG and stuff. And I thought, oh, it's going to be more like fun kid stuff. And it was like the darkest, most serious stories. It was like these crazy fucking short stories. And I've told this one a million times, but the one about the guy on the cruise ship where he's like, I don't tell it again. I've told it a million times, but that one freaked me out. It gave me nightmares. You read Diary of a Wimpy Kid 20 years later? Wait, what? All right. We are starting in 1 minute. I missed 10 gifties? Let me check. No, I didn't. I've never missed a gifted sub on my stream my entire life. Holy fuck! Zafar, thank you for the 10 gifties. Much, much appreciated. Thank you for the support. Honestly. On God. Otter Pirate, thank you for the 20 months. Ritsu Pond, thank you for the 2. Awesome K-Dog with the 3. Zafara, again, for the 23. Mistborn Brandon Sanderson. Look. I'm going to read it right now. 1 second. Hold. Look at this. I got it, all right? I fucking got it. Mistborn. I bought this at Stan's recommendation, and I just haven't cracked it. How about I read The Well of Ascension right now? I'm going to read it like the speed reader from Nigeria. Fantastic. Fantastic book, honestly. Fantastic. I didn't expect the twist in the second half. But upon review, like it all the signs were there. The foreshadowing was phenomenal. What was the twist? Dude, I can't even. To explain it to you would rob you the joy of figuring it out yourself. I just joined. Can you repeat the name of the book? That is the second book. Yeah, but it's so well written. Like, feel like you get the first already, like recapped. There's no twist. You didn't read it that closely, did you? Read it more like I read it. Holy, holy fuck! This is spicy. Holy shit, this is spicy. Ugh. Dude, I always order Thai food too spicy because I want to prove that I like spice, which I do. But Thai food's the only one where they really fucking mean it. It's the only one where it still gets me. Fuck. Indian food? Are you kidding me? Listen, I know you think I'm joking. I wish I could call in Ari right now. But like, for example, she's Latina and we go and have food with her family in Mexico. And at first they were like trying to like make things less spicy for me occasionally. And they realized that I actually really like spice. And I eat the same food as her dad. I legitimately like spicy food. But when I order Thai spicy, which is what the option was on the Thai food, it's just too much. There's so many flakes in here. This is actually fucking spicy. Every white guy be like, I'm the one white guy who likes spice. I know you could say that, but I'm just telling you, hand of God, what you're saying is what Ari said when I asked for more spice, but then I liked it. I grew up in Thailand. If you ask Thai restaurants to make it spicy, it's often taken as a challenge. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, they won't even, like, sometimes when I'm at a Thai restaurant, Ari and I went in person one recently, and I say that I like spicy, they won't believe me. And they'll think that I'm, like,